Okay, this is a shot at the end of this episode, but ladies and gentlemen, introducing my first guest, Aishwarya.
It's a me.
Clap for the guys.
Clap. Okay. Yay.
Woo! Cut. Yeah, looks like we're ready now. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of this series. I don't want to call it a podcast because that's obviously overdone and the sounds have come before the person's been introduced. But that's how this first episode is going to go. I think for now, we have decided to call this talk show or chit-chat conversation, Front Row. You're not introduced yet, so you got to keep quiet. So, Front Row with Roh. A very interesting human being came up with this, and you might meet him or her soon. But on this very first episode of this talk show, we have one of my closest friends who is blushing behind the camera right now.
I mean, I'm looking at it.
But you're not being revealed in the edit yet.
Oh, damn it.
Just her voice is continuously coming in. But anyway, introducing one of my closest friends who has a lot to say with her eyes and her face and her emotions, and she's going to cry on this episode, I predicted.
Oh, man.
Let's find out. Introducing, ladies and gentlemen, Aishwarya Mohan. Say hi to everybody.
Hello, everybody. It's like I'm not new to the audience.
You're not new to the audience.
The audience knows me.
That's great. How do they know you?
I don't want to go into this.
Why not?
Because I want to rebrand, actually.
Oh.
It's come to my attention that a lot of your viewers,
Huh.
your audience, is
Right.
calling me Dosa Girl.
Oh my gosh.
Since our little drive, 4 years ago, 5 years ago?
COVID, yeah. Was it
COVID.
COVID or pre-COVID?
It was in between the first and the second lockdown. We went to do a little dosa run.
Nice.
And they just called me Dosa Girl from your vlogs.
Nice.
I've been featured on multiple other vlogs.
Yeah, I know. I think you were there
So I
before
want
that
a
as
little
well.
rebrand, actually.
Yeah. I think one of
Yeah.
my most favorite vlogs was the Bangalore Lingo episode, the
Yes.
drive to the farm
Yes.
with Rahul and Ria, and
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. It was just pretty random. We
It
didn't,
was. But
plan
it was so
but
good.
it was so wholesome and so
Yeah. Yeah.
amazing. Yeah. But thanks so much for making time from your busy schedule.
Oh, thanks. You're
You've
welcome.
been all over Bangalore today and
Today, yes. But otherwise, always.
always just downstairs.
Just
Yeah. Yeah. So tell the audience, or because I already know what you do, but
right.
what do you do?
Do a lot of things, but
Mm.
like primarily for work.
Mm.
What I do is I run an events venue called Aura by Area 83.
Ooh.
Area 83 is, everybody else also, at least our audience knows, the loyal ones know.
Mm.
It's India's premier adventure resort, and we've
Mm.
branched out into events now and have a dedicated space for that, and I run that.
Wait, so Aura is not just weddings?
It's not just weddings, it's
Oh,
all
dang.
events.
See, I just learned that today. I didn't
Yeah?
know that.
You didn't know?
Wasn't it branded as an...
It was branded as an events venue because we
Really?
launched...
But all your marketing stuff was wedding
yeah, because
related.
wedding is a huge market and we'd be stupid to not
True.
capitalize on that.
Mm.
But we don't want it to be just weddings. I think it's unfair to the space for it to be
Right.
just weddings. It
Mm.
has to be events. It has to be celebration. It has to be everything around
Yeah.
that.
What brought you there?
I like to say, like, my career has always been in the entertainment space. I'm in the business of entertainment, be it sport, media. I specialized in sport all my life. But our dear friend, whose beautiful house we're shooting in, is giving me dirty looks from the side, but we love him.
We do.
Yes, he was like, hey, do you want to do like a fun business plan? I was like, sure. Things were getting a little, I was like, what next? It was a season of change for me because I was getting married and career-wise, I was like, okay, how are we going to grow from here? What are we talking about? And he's like, okay, let's just do this little fun thing. Come up with a business plan for an events venue, and then we'll take it from there. So I took it on as like a project, and we did that, and I presented to the board, and they loved it, and they wanted me to come on and run it. So that was something
Wait,
unexpected.
you said present to the board. What do you present to the board?
A business plan,
Oh.
a little presentation of how the
So this is your brainchild? Or it's a...
No, it existed in like
Concept. Okay.
but at least the positioning of it, what it should, the look and feel of it. In a weird way, it's probably Siddharth and my first child because he did the branding for it.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it
Siddharth
is my husband.
That's right.
Is my husband.
Thanks for letting us know.
Yeah. Who also, you want to...
Plug it in.
Yeah.
Why don't you plug it in?
Why don't I plug it in? So Front Row also was a brainchild of my husband's.
Brainchild.
Yeah.
Took a couple of seconds to just come up with it.
A little bit, yeah.
Why not? Let's go with it.
Let's go with it. I think it's very you also.
Front row. Huh?
Front row.
Why do you think so?
It's always in the front row, man.
I'm always in the front row?
I mean, yeah. I would pick you to be like a front row person.
Like in school?
No, in life.
Oh, what does that signify or metaphorically speak? Or what is a metaphor? Like, what do you mean by that?
I don't know, like front runner.
Front runner.
Yeah. So in the front row of life. Just always willing.
Yeah, I think the front row thing, why I liked it is because I feel like I say this a lot, but everyone says it that they want to have unfiltered, candid, raw conversations, and it's a thing now for everyone. But I think just having that front row experience is I think just a different way to look at it. So that's what caught my attention when he first said it. So layers, yeah. So tell me about your childhood.
How
was that jump?
Quantum leap it was.
Quantum leap. You said layers, right? So let's peel it back with you.
Right on the bottom.
Yeah.
What about my childhood?
I don't know. How was it?
It was great.
Yeah.
I am a single child, so loved, pampered, all the attention. And I don't know what the word no means in terms of
really
what I want. I've always been given.
There's nothing that you've asked that you've not got?
I mean, yeah.
What? I don't know. I'm just asking.
I don't know what it feels like to have like a younger sibling to share.
That's not the question. The question is, have you gotten a no?
No, because I think my parents have been very generous.
Nice.
And also, I've not had ridiculous asks. I've not been like, I want a pony. It's just, it's been like, hey, can I have this?
A Lamborghini?
No.
Oh,
what?
shucks, okay.
It was more like basketball gear. I would like a pair of shoes.
Okay.
Or it would be something more practical for things that I'd want to kind of advance. It's like, can I go do this educational tour? So it's always been that. I've not been irrational with my ass. So I'd like to think, I'd like to say
that's good.
that I haven't been irrational. But yeah, I've never had, oh no.
Okay, speaking of basketball, like how did you get into that or what? Like
I was a morbidly obese kid.
Like when you were born?
Yeah.
Really? So, I didn't know that.
Not when I was born. Actually, funny enough, I was a tall kid when I was born. Okay. And then the doctors thought I was like diabetic. They're like, there's no reason this child should be this big or tall. And then they did the test and they're like, no, she's just very tall. It's just her. So I think it's always been there. But growing up, it was also like a challenge for my mom. She's like, I want you to have a healthy life. This is not it. You should be out there playing. What are you doing? Why are you this way?
So you were tall and obese. Is this a sensitive topic to talk about?
It isn't. I mean, it is and it isn't.
Isn't?
It not
right now?
To me, no. Now, no, because we've come a long way.
Sure.
With like exercise and body image and all that fun stuff. So my mom wanted me to be active, and she's like, we're going to put you in a sport. Then I started off with tennis. I hated it.
Oh, interesting.
Did not enjoy.
Yeah.
Then we moved to Bangalore and we didn't find tennis courts around where we lived. So then basketball was it. And then that's how I was introduced. I was always inclined towards basketball. I liked the concept and the sport.
Is it because you were born tall?
No, not really. I mean, people assume that in terms of like, oh, you're tall, that's why you play.
Makes sense, yeah.
But I think it helped. Obviously, that the height advantage helped. But I got into it and then I fell in love with the game and the process, and it just took its own life from there and blossomed into whatever it was.
So you played throughout school?
Played throughout school, played throughout college, studied sports management. It was all that I knew.
That was your degree?
That was my master's degree, yes.
Master's?
That was my
undergrad?
Business management at St. Joseph's College of Commerce. Yeah.
That's fine, yeah. Nice. How was that experience?
Loved it. If there's like a
educational
it's like a point in my life that I like to go back to and relive, it would be college.
Which college?
But Joseph's.
Okay.
Why? Also because I think the friends that we made, it's still my core group of friends. It's still the people that I met in college 10 years, 11 years now. And that's just been my core group of people that I've leaned on, grown with.
Yeah.
And that's just has a really special place in my heart. So that's just, and I think Joseph's also just lets you do your thing, right? You have opportunities that no one's, if you're worthy, you're getting it. If it's there, you're enabled to go for it. Yeah. You're empowered and enabled. And I think also the friend circle that I made there is very supportive and is very like go get it,
Yeah.
Also go-getters, all of them. You know all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. Kind of.
Some of them.
Nice. And then after Joseph's, we went and did your master's.
We worked at Goldman Sachs. And
You
then,
did?
Yeah,
Okay.
for a bit. But yeah, so that the yearning to do sport, because that's what ultimately made me happy and made me who I am in a large sense of the word. But then I went to study sports management at Georgetown, another Jesuit education institution.
Jesuit.
Jesuit institution.
What are the
Odds?
No.
No, but it is a basketball legacy school. So like a lot of my heroes, basketball heroes went to school there. So I was lucky enough to watch, walk the same halls and work the same department as they did and be around greatness every day in my eyes.
Was that important to you?
It was, in terms of, it felt like if I learned from the best, there's nowhere else that, I could only go up from there.
Yeah.
And the experience and the connections, it really helps. It's not everybody's cup of tea. Luckily enough, I was blessed enough to be able to do it. So I did, and try to make the best use of what we could in that realm. And then I moved back to India to lead a very, very privileged life.
Oh, how's that changed for you? Like, what did you experience leaving India?
Okay.
And what did you experience coming back from India? Like,
it's funny because it's like your life right now.
True.
Yeah.
But you're the guest today, so we'll hear your side of the things.
It's a conversation, man.
Yeah, we can have it.
Yeah. So I get to ask questions too, right?
Sure.
Okay. Well, I'll answer this one and then we can compare.
Sure.
Leaving India, obviously, I mean, playing sport and doing travel, basketball, playing nationals and all of that gives you a lot of, obviously a thick skin, and you kind of become very independent into doing your own things, right? So that aspect of it was always there. I was like, I know I can handle myself. But what I think is the biggest learning, or I don't know, it was a challenge for me, is that now everything that I've done always in my life, it has always come to me because it was meritorious. I was able to earn it because of sheer hard work and nothing else, right? It was because you were deserving.
Yeah.
A lot of things over there when you move abroad are not working in your favor, and for things that are out of your control. So you have to prove your worth on different levels, also because you're not from there, you're not a citizen of that country, your skin color is different. So while they can celebrate you, they'll never accept you beyond a point, right? Because you're not from there. And that's okay, that's fair. They're doing it to protect their, kind of people. But in terms of opportunities, in terms of, just jobs, it was like I was doing all that I could, but because of the status that I had of not being a citizen or being an immigrant, they can't help you either. So you're fighting for something that's out of your control. And that was something that I kind of battled with for a long time. It kind of takes a toll on your confidence as well, right? Like, am I not worthy? Am I not good enough to be here? I studied so hard and I did all of these things. Why am I not able to crack it? Why am I not landing a job?
Is it from an identity perspective, or is it from a skill in basketball perspective?
As in the questioning?
Yeah.
Basketball, it had nothing to do with it in terms of education wise. I was getting straight A's.
Yeah.
I was part of, I was getting recognized in college. I was getting, the teachers were great. I had great rapport with them, and I was networking, I was learning, but I wasn't able to secure a job because you also have to prove that you as an immigrant are doing the job better than someone in America who's an American.
Sure.
And sports is something that they do. Sports and entertainment is something that they do so well, right? So that's a very hard market to kind of crack into, unless it's something very, very specific that they don't have that skill for, which it was also a hard realization that, am I not as special as I think I am?
Yeah.
Which is good, to learn that as well.
Reality check.
It is a reality check. But moving back to India, then again, back to, you stand on your own feet. We are blessed to live really privileged lives and have a network that is so strong and so great, and
So true.
that we can lean on. It's like, why am I not playing to my advantages?
Yeah.
But what is the experience like for you? Are you feeling the same way? Is it a different mindset?
No.
What are your challenges, Rohann?
Going there?
Yeah,
I think
living there.
Yeah, I think culture was the biggest thing. American culture is so different from our Indian culture, and I think just the way we make space for people in our friend circles, in our relationships and family and friends and all is so different from how they do it. And that was definitely a challenge. Also, the length and breadth of the country was just
Why?
pretty wild, like you said. And in my first year, I didn't have a car, so it was just difficult to get around and be independent. And as much as I was telling myself I was being independent, and I was like doing things I would probably never do in Bangalore, which I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing, but like the cooking, cleaning, taking care of the house and whatnot, something I never did growing up, and being part of a very privileged family that I didn't have to do all these things, right? But going there, I had to do all these things. So that was just a different challenge. But then when I thought I was being independent, I thought I was being independent while I was in the house, but when I went outside, I was so dependent on people around, and that was just so difficult. And it was a different experience. I don't know if we can compare the same, but yeah. But just like, there were so many like positives as well. I think just the way the country functions, the cleanliness, the at least where I was from in Redding, California, it was like pretty clean, small town, not too much traffic, not too many people. Well, the bad side to that was it was super difficult coming from
What is that
Bangalore.
like?
Yeah, very weird, and yeah, not too many people, and like things shut like super early. So I was just like, dude, this place sucks. The place is dead, and it was weird. But yeah, I just made do with whatever season I was in and moved forward. And then coming back, was it difficult to come back after how many years? 3 years? 2 years?
2.5-ish.
Yeah.
3, close to 3.
Okay.
It wasn't difficult. I think I was actually looking forward to it. Yeah, there was like a 5% of me kind of thinking, oh man, you failed. You didn't stick on for as long as you think you did. You didn't get a job.
How long do you think you'd stick on for?
I thought I'd at least get a job, a couple of years,
Okay.
like learn a little bit more. Actually, not like I didn't work throughout my grad school experience. I was lucky enough to secure an assistantship or like an internship with the sports department, and I learned quite a bit. So I was working throughout my degree. So I did have that work experience, but it was not like a full-time job, So a part of me was like, man, you didn't do it. You didn't crack it.
Wait, so when you went there, what was your dream job? What's the dream job you went looking for?
The dream job I went looking for was to work with the NBA in their global like NBA cares department, because they use sport as a tool to bridge a lot of cultural barriers, to bridge a lot of, because like that sport does unite everybody.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
We see that every day. You play football with the boys, and you know how that is. It is a very unifying force. So I think my very dreamy-eyed job was to work with the NBA in the NBA cares kind of a space, and use sport as a tool to kind of educate, to bridge back gaps, to spread good around the world, And I feel like I'm still inching towards that a little bit with what I'm currently doing. While I say, I'm in the entertainment business, we're doing experiences, we're doing events, we're doing weddings. But a large part of what I do is also Area 83, which is adventure sport. And what we do is also very wholesome.
Yeah.
What Tariq and the family do, what the family does for the community is very wholesome. So that is also like, I think a large part of my dream is getting fulfilled there, to use sport as the medium for, life skills.
Yeah.
And bringing joy. I think just that sheer joy that we get when we play a sport and you're exhausted, but you're so happy when you've scored that goal, you've made that basket, you've made that great pass, you've gotten that high five. I think that state of euphoria is what I want everybody to feel. Like that's my why.
Interesting.
In like my career, I think. Just for them to experience that range of emotion.
Yeah, but don't you think that's very like it's a very passing feeling? I don't know if it's like always there, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I don't want to feel that all the time. That would just be exhausting.
Yeah.
I want more people to feel it. I think that's what it is. I want to be able to reach these people, have these experiences, to be able to learn through it. Yeah, but feeling that all the time would be very, very exhausting and draining, no?
Overwhelming, no?
Very overwhelming.
Yeah.
Imagine playing back-to-back games and we cry.
That's because of the physical state and age.
Hey, my ring told me I have the cardiovascular health of a 20-year-old.
Your ring?
My
What ring is that?
Ultra-human ring.
Oh my God.
Told me I have a cardiovascular of a 20-year-old at 29.
Oh, slipped.
No, I will show you screenshots. It's there.
Nice.
20-year-old.
So is it safe to say that exercise, sport, and like health and wellness is like one of your core beliefs, foundations?
Yeah.
Like it's what makes you?
I guess so. It does. I think so. I think,
Nice.
yeah, you've summed it pretty well.
What are the other things that make you you?
I know, you tell me. You've been a keen observer of my life. One of my closest friends.
I think it's...
We'll take turns. I'll tell you what makes you.
Oh, okay, fine. It's
Be a conversation.
it's a flattery session right now. We're going to flatter each other. What makes you you? I think just your approachability and your ease to make friends with everyone is something that stands out for me. I think obviously this is a testament of that. And like you were talking about in your childhood, when you never asked for irrational things, I think the fact that you're like super rational about just you're a very level-headed person. So
Thanks.
that is one of the core things I've observed about you. Yeah, your turn.
My turn. I think it's your, I don't want to say, it's the way you approach life also. Like you've always had clarity, at least from what I know, from the
Jesus,
outside
almost.
perspective. Even when you don't know what you don't know.
Oof.
So, because there are things you know, there are things you don't know, and the things you don't know.
Wow.
I feel like you know all of those.
Dialogues, rah.
I came prepared.
I can see.
But no, I think you've always had clarity in terms of your priorities, right? And we've talked about this on the vlogs as well, in terms of your top 3 and how you go about it. And I think that's been your North Star. And just your, obviously, as like I said, clarity, but the depth of your friendship, like the relationship that you build, you go you intentionally put a lot of effort into them. So that intentionality with relationships, with friendships, with what you do is something that I've also noticed and admired throughout.
Thank you.
But yeah.
Appreciate it.
Athleticism,
Secondary.
we'll figure.
We'll figure. Show me your triceps.
Some baby tricep.
Shut up. Yeah, speaking of friendship, I want to ask this question. In the household of our dear friend,
Oh.
how is it like working with our dear friend? How is it like just working with friends? Because not a lot of people get to experience it. Not a lot of people want to experience it. And tell me the ups and downs of that, or the goods and the bads.
I mean, with Tariq, we've always had such an open relationship. I have no filter with either of you. But he's also seen it. Like if I feel something, he knows, and he also takes it in a spirit of where it's coming from. He doesn't get very emotional with what I have to say. So
Does he get emotional?
he
Is the
doesn't
question at all, right?
I mean, he does.
Okay.
Sometimes he has a heart, man.
Oh, we'll find out about that in the next episode. But yeah,
I'm already like preluding
Yeah, I
your
know.
next guest. But with him, I think he takes it very. He doesn't express a lot of emotion, but he does feel very deeply, and he shows it in his actions or like the way that he's there for you. But in terms of working with him, weirdly, we've always had like a working relationship in college as well.
How?
You know, the reason he hasn't had degrees because of me. He will tell you that also. So I studied for the both of us.
Oh,
And,
did you?
I did. But he was like the taskmaster. You know, he'd make sure that I was doing my revisions. I was getting the books and the notes on time.
So that he would
I would
pass-
study and then teach him. And then
Oh.
it's a team effort.
I appreciate
So we've always been a team
I see.
that way. So it's always been very clear cut with expectations and the way he talks about it. He provides and I will like execute, which is very similar to what it is now. He provides, I execute.
So it's been this way for like
It's
10
been
years.
this way for 11 years.
11 years.
So the transition was quite easy.
It was in unfamiliar territory.
It wasn't. I think where the challenge lies in is with the other people, like with the periphery. When it's just the both of us, we can be just the both of us, laugh, giggle, have fun and work with it. But I think just general office dynamics and, you know, when we're at work, he is my superior. He's on the board of directors and he will get that due respect from me. And so we were able to like draw those lines
Was that
easily.
challenging?
Not with him, no, it wasn't. Sort of figuring out my role in this space and operating in this kind of thing was more of a challenge for me. He's made it nothing but easier, I think. But somewhere we also like kind of like our fights are intense. But that's just us getting loud. We don't really mean it. We're not,
Sure.
you know, it's just us yelling at each other, which is like, it's sibling level almost.
Yeah.
Not that I would know, but I feels like what it would be like when you fight with an annoying sibling.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, like the fact that I can be completely candid with him and say, hey man, I'm not having a great day today. This is the reason and this is why it's not done. He'd be like, okay, feelings aside, you should have done this, this and this. So get it done. And that's very fair and very normal for you to kind of have. So I think the only thing we take from our friendship is the level of trust that we have with each other, that knowing that we will not let the other one down for irrational reasons, for like something stupid, you know, always communicate. And that's just been something that we've kind of built on. So the only challenge is sometimes I miss having the friend side of him around, because I see him so often and every day we're talking about work, and that kind of bleeds into the friendship as well. So we have to set time aside to be like, hey, can we have a normal conversation about life where we're not discussing balance sheets or like employees and what the business needs? Can we just talk about, hey, how are you? What is going on? I think that we're navigating and setting time aside for. But apart from that, it's been great.
Having said all of that, if there are people at this crossroad of having an opportunity to work with their friends, so let's say one of their closest friends, like, would you say yes to that? Would you recommend that for people, or would you say, think about it, gauge it, and then...
No, always think about it, gauge it, have an open and honest conversation. If you're able to take criticism and the way that you do from a superior at work from your friend and not get, for lack of a better word, butthurt about it, it's great, because there's always a sense of like you wanting to grow together as friends. You want to see each other succeed, so you will do anything. And that level, that kind of I know people say familiarity breeds contempt, but the more familiar are the person's patterns and how they work, it gets that much easier to get your work done. So it depends on the relationship. If you're really, really close, I know a lot of people would kind of advise against it.
Yep.
But because of how we've always worked
of the 10-year history,
it was okay for me to kind of make it. But we also know our priorities. So if you know your priorities, the friendship over job of any kind, then you're fine. You can always have an open and honest conversation and go for it. But I would recommend it.
Nice. You would recommend it?
Yeah.
Well, that's brave of you, I must admit.
So very is it a controversial opinion?
I don't know. I don't know what people might say, but
I want to know. I want to know if it's if I'm just delusional about this and be like, la 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 la, yeah, work with all your friends, besties.
Well, with that tone, I think it's a little controversial, but yeah, I don't know.
No, I meant I'm optimistic about it.
Yeah. Sure, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm a little on the other spectrum of...
Why?
Like, I don't know. Like friendships are too personal for me to get in between the professional life. Especially like...
Are you two different people? As in, are you a different person as a professional versus who you are as a friend?
I think I have a lot more grace when it comes to being a friend, but I don't have as much grace when I should, but then I don't
Define
have...
grace.
Like
patience.
Leniency, patience. Okay. You can get away with it. It's okay.
Okay.
But with work, like I need to get things done, and it doesn't matter.
So it's harder for you to like tell a friend off if they're not...
Yeah, I think also for me it's a little bit more difficult because like me being in the creative space, it's very, very difficult, and I haven't learned this well enough yet, is to detach the emotions from my work. Because for me, creating anything is emotional, and that's like super difficult. So I don't know if it's in the business world or in the whatever world.
Targets are simple, yeah. The numbers at the end of the day.
I don't know. No, I've never experienced all these
corporate
things.
Corporate life. I think you should do a stint.
Oh my gosh.
I think you should. You should do a 9 to 5.
Dude.
Like,
I don't mind doing a 9 to 5 for like a week, but I
was going to say 3 months.
3 months.
Like an internship. I want to put all of my entrepreneur like friends through this.
Are you calling me an entrepreneur?
I mean, you've never worked for anybody else.
That's true. Me, entrepreneur. Too good. Yeah.
But I do want to put all of my like friends who've done their own thing and say, guys, you just need a 3-month corporate summer internship.
Situation, no?
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
I don't think any of y'all will survive.
Yeah, it'll be tough.
All of y'all will just be like, I don't need to be doing this. Bye.
Yeah.
Who are you to tell me? You're giving me work?
Yeah.
How dare?
Yeah, I'm gonna find it tough, dude. I think I like juggling a lot of things, and I like doing it on my own time.
Okay.
So to sit and listen to somebody else tell me what to do is so difficult.
Nobody likes being told what to do. You know that. No?
Some people do. Some people like, I don't want to think about. Like I just want to just go, come, make the money and leave. Like I don't give a rip about how my heart is involved in this, or like what the thought process in this and whatnot is. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Interesting.
I guess we think differently on.
We do.
Yeah.
I mean, I've also like it's been a while for me. It's been taking words. I've also learned the hard way to detach a job from who I am. Because for a very long time, what I did was who I am.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's necessarily true. That's so like one-dimensional.
So then what defines you now? Like,
I
what do you think
don't
defines you
know.
now?
I don't know. I feel like I have so many roles now, right? Daughter, wife, friend, apparently boss.
Oh.
Not the big boss, but mid-boss.
Mid-boss.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like right there.
How's the new role of being a wife?
I think it's been great. I love being a wife to Siddharth. I think, weirdly enough, I'm going to steal a quote from my friend Sangi.
Sure.
When she was talking about Abhiju, she was like, dude, I feel like I was born to be this man's wife. I feel the same way about Siddharth. I feel like I was born to be this man's wife. It's been good because in terms of a healthy partnership, the support, unconditional love, but at the same time, very gently putting me in my place. I feel like if in the past, when people have tried to kind of give me that, say, hey, you can also be this kind of a person, I've not taken it too well. But Siddharth just has a way of kind of explaining it to me, and it always comes from a place of love that I can never doubt. So that sense of security and that sense of partnership has been great to have, and I wish that upon everybody.
Thank you.
Everyone get this.
Amen. Yeah. You did mention unconditional love.
I don't think actually. I think there's very conditional love.
Yeah.
So sorry. When I said unconditional, it's a heavy word.
I know. I was going to throw you some
curveballs,
situations, and then be like, is it really unconditional?
I don't think it's unconditional in that sense of the word. When I say unconditional, it's more in terms of in every condition.
Oh.
I will still love you. And I will try to understand and accept your actions, but I will also correct you.
I love this new word. I love you in every condition. I've never heard it before.
Every condition I love you. Yeah. Sickness, health, all of it.
Baby, let's go. Nice, dude.
Yeah.
And it's been how long now?
6 months. Still in a honeymoon phase.
Still, no?
I mean, I feel like this is where I want to live, with this sweet sweet spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you're working for an events brand,
experiences company.
Experiences company. That's what I was going to say.
We're going to keep rebranding in this
Please
podcast.
Go for it. Experiences company. While planning your own wedding, how is that?
I think that's what kind of gave me an edge, because when brides call me especially, I know I've been in your shoes 6 months ago. I know how hard it is to plan your own wedding. I know how hard it is to navigate. But I was honestly blessed to have such an understanding family. They didn't really question us. They just like, hey, this is the budget. And they let us run with it. So that way it was easy. And both Siddharth and I both are from events backgrounds. So we knew better than most to kind of check. But it is very overwhelming in terms of that.
Planning a wedding.
Planning a wedding and trying to, because it is a marriage of two families, making sure everybody's comfortable, everyone's sentiments are taken into consideration while you're trying to also enjoy the day and the emotion of it. It's hard. But weirdly enough, that season, some 7 of us got married.
Yeah.
So it was like one whole group project. Everyone sharing vendor numbers. It felt like board exam. When you would, send your notes, you'd send your, guides. You'd send tuition links. Or, tuition link we didn't have. We went to the tuition.
I don't know which school you went to, but yeah.
Hey man, you know which school I went to.
You want to bring it up?
We're good.
All right.
I'm proud of my school.
Which one?
Clooney Convent.
Oh, okay. Clooney Convent. Thank you. What is the learnings you had, like looking back at it now, what learnings did you have from the wedding? Like, were there any things that you learned through that season of preparing for a wedding? Because I know that a lot of people that we know are in that season of either getting married or looking to get married, and obviously planning a wedding is a huge thing for everyone, especially in India. That's one more thing I realized going to America is it's
a one-day affair, no?
Different.
Yeah.
Not just a one-day affair, but literally it's a 4-hour affair.
Yeah, it's like an afternoon.
Yeah. And let's get done with it and move on with life. So anyway, what are the learnings that you had?
I think one of it was talk to all of your vendors about who they're sending for what job. Because the one thing that I did not enjoy, or like Siddharth didn't have fun with, was the amount of photographers that were there at the wedding. I mean, photography is important, storytelling is very important, but please have a plan of action. Tell them how many people. You literally have to be like a people manager at that point in time and say, if you're sending 3 people, they're only going to be 3 people, because they tend to kind of crowd and the bigger the mantup, the better, because there are going to be 50 people on it and you will not be able to breathe if you're having a South Indian Hindu wedding. So those are like the big things, is to be like, talk to your vendors and like restrict them, because they are going to try to push it, go overboard, say, no, I'll give you 10, 15 people. And they're like constantly people in your face trying to get the shot that you are. So pick a company that's kind of subtle, will not disturb, will understand the sensitivities of the family and the emotion behind the event, right? Because your parents are on edge, because there are so many people to entertain and families are involved, and it's such a big thing in India because it's so emotional. Apparently there's a stat that people spend 20% of their life savings on their wedding.
Crazy.
So that's a lot of money.
Did you?
No, not really.
Okay, that's good.
We try to do it within the budget that our parents had for us, and it was generous, so we wouldn't have any complaints on that front. And we try to pitch in wherever we could be paid for some stuff. And obviously, family are like, no, I'm not going to take money from you. Why would I take money from you? So we paid off things that we knew they wouldn't really get involved with if we were handling it like decor or photography or this or that. So it was just like, we would buy them things and say it's a gift. Or that's what like a lot of my friends also did, because they'd saved up some amount of money and they wanted to help with the family, but the family is like, no, this is our responsibility. You know, it's our thing to get you married. It's our duty. So she just bought them gifts for the wedding and said, this is what you could use, or this is what you could wear, and I'll take care of my makeup, I'll take care of my outfits. You just have to worry about the bigger picture, the bigger things. Let me handle the small one. So if anyone wants to do that, that's a very sweet way of kind of contributing if you wanted to. And it's never too early to plan.
True.
6 months is great timeline to plan. Venues, please book 1 year in advance. At least 8 months in advance.
Any suggestions for venues?
Shameless plug, but Aura by Area 83 is great.
Oh, wow.
This time of year, the lake is beautiful. It's pristine.
I see. Did you get married there, by the way?
No, I launched the venue and I got married somewhere.
Oh my God.
Because to be fair, I was looking to book my venue 8 months in advance.
Right.
Because I'm a planner.
Right.
And at that point in time, we didn't have the infrastructure to host as many people that I wanted to host. But over the 6 to 8 months, things changed, infrastructure changed, and we were able to host 1,000 people. But I had 1,000 people at my wedding. I had 500. But I will be. I don't want to like reveal it here, but maybe I will. I want to like renew our vows.
Okay.
Because we never got to do that. We never got to spend 10 minutes with each other just to soak the moment in of we're married, because we were taking care of so many things, and and it's important to like kind of pocket that, or just have that 10 minutes to be like, oh my God, we're married, we've done it. So I do want to kind of do that for our first year anniversary.
Nice.
On the floating, at the floating deck.
And
have like,
too good, man.
Say vows.
Exciting.
Yeah.
I can't believe I missed your wedding, and I'm
it's
sincerely...
Okay.
That's so sweet, but like I genuinely like...
I'm sad you missed it
I'm
too.
very sad that I missed it.
I post photos just to like give you FOMO.
I can, as you can tell, like, by every comment that I make, I feel terrible. Are you comfortable? Uncomfortable?
I am. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So that sucked. I mean, I think for me it was so difficult. I think even like going like after school, I was like, man, I don't want to go abroad for like 4 or 5 years, because I'm going to miss like a lot of life moments and things that happen in Bangalore. And like it was so difficult for me to like leave Bangalore. And so I was like, dude, I don't think it's for me. But then I had full FOMO of for all the people that went abroad. And then eventually when my time came, when I was like, okay, now it's my season to go abroad.
Like a whirlwind.
Let's not talk about that. But eventually when my time came, I missed so many moments anyway, right? Like, and I was just like,
there's no right time.
There's no way to like plan this out like well. And I missed so many weddings and special occasions and whatnot. And that was painful. especially for someone like me who
I know, and you
just
love
loves being
involved.
present
Yeah.
and involved and stuff. But anyway, I'm not going to be there for this 1 year renewal of wows or
What
whatever.
if we do it at Reading?
What if we do it at Reading? I'd be pleasantly surprised to see that. But yeah,
You know, the world works in mysterious ways.
yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out soon.
But how is that for you? Being
what?
away, but still kind of following your purpose. Was that comforting in some level?
Absolutely. I think I was never ready to leave until like the last year, and so I'm so glad I left when I turned 29, and I'm just like, dang, this was like, I think with every month that went by, like I questioned myself. I'm like, did I come a decade late? Did I come a few years too late? But then I think the reason why I went and then the response that I got every time I went was just so like grounding and kept me humble and kept me just looking for more. And I knew that I wouldn't have received it well in a different season, maybe 5 or 10 years ago, and like it had to be at this season. And and like I've realized I've stopped believing in luck, but in divine appointments, and like I feel like God really knows exactly when I'm ready, more than when I know I'm ready. So that has been super like humbling to accept, and it's a great way to look at life. I think is to trust God in like whatever you're doing, and even if it's not according to your timing, like I know that I believe that he knows what I need when I need in the right time. And so I'm glad I'm not disappointed in any way, even though like I miss occasions like this. It's okay.
Yeah, and it's not like you're not part of our lives, you know.
Yeah.
It is sad, but it's also not a big deal in my eyes, because I feel like I made my peace with the fact that you were doing it for your purpose, for you to learn, for you to be there when you needed to be there. But speaking of age, you're turning 30, Ro.
Oh, I am.
Next month.
Amazing.
How are you feeling?
I am. Like, I don't think it's a big thing. I feel like everyone who's like, I think even that's one more thing that's like been stripped away is just like, oh my God, like I can't reveal to people that I'm 29. It's too close to 30. It's my late 20s. I can't reveal that I'm turning 30. Like all that I don't give a rip about anymore. I think like that weight of all these things have just fallen.
I think so too.
And it's like my last year's birthday was so weird. Like I just didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want like 100 people calling me and like having small talk.
You're a very popular guy. You know, like 100 people called you.
That's not the point of this.
He's Bangalore's boy. I mean, I don't know why we're shying away from this.
Nah, but I think just it was just overwhelming, and like for me, less is more, and even if people don't wish me, it's fine. It's just
so no wish to next month.
You're
here.
Up to you. Yeah. Like I'm not gonna do what Tariq's doing, throwing like a 50 people bash.
That's just the man. He loves his community.
He loves being the center of attention, which is
it's very Leo thing, though.
Leo, I don't know about that, but yeah, I think I'm the opposite. I feel like the more low key it is, the better. The more insignificant it is, the better. I'll tell you why. Is because like I don't like celebrating something only on one day, and that's just me. People don't have to subscribe to this or whatever, but I don't like celebrating birthday or something on one day when I can celebrate throughout the year, like just like life and the ability to just get people together, call people whenever I want, and have people call me. And it's disappointing. It's in some ways disappointing to see that people only want to call you on your birthday like once a year for like 70 seconds and just have a conversation, make small talk, and then move on with life, right? That is...
At least they're thinking of you, you know?
True.
And but that's like, maybe their way of reaching out.
True, but like for me, like the real ones will reach out at least a couple more times throughout the year. I don't expect you to like call me every single day or every single month, but at least make an effort. Like when you think of me, send me a message, something. I don't know. I guess this is as you grow older, you get grumpier and... Say it?
I was like, man. But no, I actually feel younger than I ever have.
Good.
You know, because in terms of like that, I think in our early 20s, we had such a weight of the expectations of the world, yourself. I have to have this figured out. I think that's just like a common phenomenon that all of us kind of go through. And as you reach later 20s and into your 30s, you're like, okay, it's okay if I don't have it all figured out. And it's okay. I'm allowed to evolve. I'm allowed to change. I'm allowed to move into different things. I don't have to have one job and stick with it forever. Career spans differently, and we're so lucky with different opportunities that we could venture into so many different things now than our parents did.
Yeah.
So that change in thought, that change in perception, I think has been great.
Yeah.
And it's also almost been very freeing. Saying, yeah, I'm very young and it's really okay.
Yeah.
We'll learn as we go. No one knows what they're doing.
Yeah, I think we're just figuring it out, and as long as our intentions are pure and it's in the right place, I think that's super important.
Okay, that's getting philosophical.
Philosophical.
I said that word wrong.
That's okay, but
We'll edit that out, no?
nah.
Please,
we'll keep it
man.
in. Raw, candid, unfiltered, all those.
Like, this girl doesn't know how to pronounce words.
Yeah. So do you, I mean, I know this, but like, just asking again for clarity, you are, I mean, over the recent past have been thinking outside the box and trying out some new things, and you are desiring to trying out some new things.
Yeah.
Can you reiterate what those new things are?
I don't know, man. I just want to explore. I think, like I said, in terms of having it all figured out, because I felt like I need to be this person at this point in time. And then from there on, it's just natural progression. It's natural growth. There is no natural progression. You've got to like do the work and also like experience it. So I want to venture it out into, maybe doing one of this for myself.
How has the past 45 minutes felt?
It's been great. I feel like it's just us having a chat also because I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
We shot a episode also for the company with our friend Ruhi. And that was good too, because I was also very organic, very comfortable.
Yeah.
I want to learn how to host. I want to learn how to have conversations, raw, unfiltered conversations.
Yeah.
And derive something from it, see what the hype is about. What is podcasting? Why is it so popular?
This is not a podcast.
This is not a podcast.
Yeah, just saying.
Maybe I want to do a podcast.
Oh, dang.
Even if it's overdone.
Trendsetter.
Go get her.
Go for it.
I want to try a little bit of modeling. I want to try,
Nice.
now that people are more inclusive of body types, of facial features, beauty's changed in standards and in acceptance and what you're used to seeing. So I want to try that. I mean, I've done a little bit here and there, but I want to see what else is out there. What can I be doing? Putting myself out there a little bit more. Yeah, those are the other things that I was looking at.
Nice.
See a little bit more of community work.
Nice, man. You got some exciting things planned out for yourself.
Well, exploring. We'll figure it out.
Nice. Okay, cool. I think we'll probably end it here.
Yeah.
This is not going to be the last time you're going to be on this
I better not.
show.
I want to be in the front row always.
I know. Are you my biggest fan?
You tell me. Who is the most engaging on your platforms? Who's commenting, liking, sharing?
Man, I just love you for that. It helps the algorithm,
Yeah.
and it's thoughtful.
My notifications are on. We're there.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so sweet. I appreciate it.
Of course.
And I hope...
you and Tariq.
Oh, wow.
And my husband.
Oh, okay, great.
3 important men of my life.
The only 3 that matter.
One of them definitely matters more than the rest. But
I hope so too.
yeah.
For
the sake of my marriage.
Yeah, for the sake of your marriage.
No. So that's always number one.
But thank you so much for, honestly, I just want to say thank you so much for always, championing me and, pushing me. Like, every time I see you comment, it's so encouraging. Even though I know you're going to do it, because I know that's just who you are and how you support your friends and especially me. And it's so important to me that you show up every single video, every single post almost, and not like it's an expectation, but you do it lovingly, you do it out of a pure intention, and you do it from your heart, and I absolutely
I genuinely love how you tell stories and how you create. That's something, you have a different lens to it.
Sure.
The treatment of the film,
I think so
conversations,
too.
I just love it, and I'm here for it. I want to
Yeah.
consume.
Yeah, that. This is why you are on this episode, number 1.
I'm so honored. I'm the first
You
guest.
are one
I'm
of the
setting the
most-
bench so high.
That's true. Yeah, the tallest person also, probably.
Otherwise, also
Yeah.
conversation wise.
Conversation.
We'll see how much Tariq gives you.
I don't know. I'm actually looking forward to it. It's gonna
Me
be
too.
good. It's gonna be
I want to be
interesting.
a fly on the wall in that conversation.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
can just be sitting over there.
No one has to know.
Yeah. But let's see how it goes. Maybe we'll have you next to me, co-hosting also maybe.
Oh, I
Let's
would
see.
love that.
Let's see how much we can push our guests. But
Yeah.
the only thing is, like, I want to be on only for the next 45 days, so I don't know if it makes.
I'll carry it forward.
Wow, what about me, buddy?
You should have known.
I should have. Oh! I should have. Okay, we'll call it.
We'll
We'll
call
end it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 7 o'clock sharp. Thank you
Too
so much
good.
Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for staying this long. I'm finally getting to do this, and I'm very, very honored and glad
I'm so
that
glad.
I could finally make this happen. This was something on my checklist before I left Reading to come here and do. And so this is the first episode of hopefully many more.
Very many more.
Very many more.
Multiple seasons.
Yeah. And I have a lot of interesting friends that have a lot of interesting stories like yourself. And so I'm looking forward to just sitting down, having a front row conversation with them. I'll
Too
see you
good.
soon.
I love it. Too good.
Cut!